Hi everybody, welcome back to my page. Today we're going to be doing a few tutorials on how to make these adorable International Women's Month cards. So we did a series of these on my lives this week or this month, and we are going to be doing the last bit of them. We are doing some Lucille Ball, Whitney Houston, and of course Betty Boop. So I started off with Lucy. I did choose a more feminine background for her. I know she's like a queen of comedy, but she also had a lot of class. So I used this gold paper background and the sparkly background. I did kind of do like a ripped look and I glued it down on the sides. I did go ahead and cut this down a little bit smaller than the actual printable size because I wanted to make sure that some of that background was going to get in it. So we went ahead and did this one a little sideways because not all ATCs have to be up and down. I got this huge bin of all these little gems from Hobby Lobby and I had to incorporate them into our International Women's Month. So everybody that got a kit got a ton of these gems to add to their cards. I used some art glitter glue and I put it down right on her little earring there so it looks like it's her earring. And I love the way this one looked. So we're going to set that aside to dry and we're going to work on Whitney. So we're going to go ahead and of course cut this down, but first you actually have to put this on the back of your playing card. And I think I did not do that in the previous step. So I'm showing you here. I'm using like a black and gold because let's face it, Whitney is a queen, and I love this little look of her like on concert, like saying hi to all our fans. I absolutely love that. I took this hologram paper and it does not rip easy, so I had to use just regular scissors. And when I did that, I decided I was going to go ahead and use some of my deco scissors to give it just a little different edge and add a little bit dimension and interest to the card. So right here, I'm just kind of figuring out how I'm going to go. Remember, nothing has to be perfect with this. And then I use that same deco scissor to cut out our little quote that I picked for her. We're just going to line it up like that, and I do add a few more embellishments later, but this is just what I usually do. I kind of try to get some things kind of kitty corner. I don't like to line things up straight. It's easier to spot mistakes, and I'm not really OCD about it, and art is not supposed to be perfect. So I went ahead and also cut the edge of that with those deco scissors, and I used my art glitter glue to add some more of the gems. You could also use the stickle glue that I showed you here, or it's actually just called Stickles. If you don't have these gems available, that also adds some really fun dimensions. And some of my other cards that I did, I'll show you in a little bit here at the end of the video. Now, when I do like a regular piece of paper, because you don't always have to use cardstock, that's what I'm showing here, I kind of line up my card with the edge of that paper and I do what I call the backwards method. I just kind of lay it down and then cut around so I know it's a perfect 2.5 by 3.5, which is the size of a card. Now we're going to take the same little deco scissors and I'm going to cut around our cute little Betty Boop just to kind of give this a little bit more dimension. I actually want the printable a little bit smaller and you'll see why. I did go ahead and do a corner edger around this whole card because I am trying to make this card look like something, and you'll see here in a minute. I absolutely loved using these quotes. I do love all the different quotes that you can put with cards. I think it adds a little something to a card and it just, kind of spreads a nice message. So this one says, "There is beauty in simplicity." Betty Boop is just cooking here. It's very simple and she's still beautiful. So here I'm using my double-sided tape. I do love this double-sided tape. It is available at Dollar Tree and I use it for everything. So we are going to make this a little bit three-dimensional and kind of pop her out of this card. And like I said, I do love my little angles. I just think it adds a little dimension. So I am using my brown wire here. This is a must-have in the craft room. I do a lot of things with rustic, so that's why I have brown Black would have been better with this, but I'm just going to use what I have and I'm not going to overthink it. So I do also have chopsticks in my craft room. It provides a nice little base for me to twist wire around just like this. So then I cut it in half. Well, I didn't cut it, but I bent it in half and I made like these little antennas. And if you haven't guessed what we're making yet, you will see it in a minute. So I'm actually going to take another piece of cardstock the same size or about the same size, and I'm going to glue this wire in between the two cards. Now this is going to sandwich my wire in and secure it. And then you will see that I did make a few adjustments. I kind of crisscrossed them, and then I kind of squeezed those little antenna pieces together because I didn't want it to look like a bug antenna, but I wanted to look like a TV antenna. And that is what we are making here. So we are going to add some embellishments. I am using my jar of buttons, and then I'm going to use my art glitter glue and glue down those buttons, and I'm making them look like they're little dials for like the old TVs that we used to have back in the days of Betty Boop. So we're just going to go ahead and put those down there. I kind of use the red color because she's always wearing her iconic red dress, and because we used a lot of black and white and gray, I think it looked great. So my finishing touches on Lucy is because of the show I Love Lucy. I went ahead and put some little red heart stickers on here that are also gems, and I really love the way that looked. And then I added a musical sticker to Whitney because she does sing, and that girl can sing. So these were some of the ones that I did this month. We did Princess Diana with Stickles, and then Anne Frank. We did some Taylor Swift and Dolly, and some Aretha Franklin and Julia Roberts. I tried to include all of the most iconic women I could. But let me know what you guys think and which one is your favorite. Make sure you follow for more tips and ideas.